COVID-19 cases today touch 50,036 cases. Karnataka itself has over 8,000 cases. Of this, about 46% are women and 54% are male. 8 out of 10 deaths are of people 65 years or above, while a very small share of infected cases are children. These are very disturbing information, but we math students find a way to learn something new in every tough situation. So while we try to flatten that curve, let us learn how that curve really comes into existence. Let us learn a little statistics. How does the government get all this information to count the total cases daily? Did someone from Delhi come to your home to count? Okay, say that I am an independent researcher and I want to know how many cases are recorded every day. How do I collect all this information? Say, I use a little technological knowledge and make an app that tracks count cases. This is what my apps look like. And it has all these columns. Once someone is tested positive in your area, they will enter their details, their age, gender, occupation and all that. Now we have some information. Now we have data. Therefore, any useful information that we have is called data. But data from just one person is not of much use, right? So, our app collects data from every locality, every district and every state. Data from all the states are combined together and we now have data of the entire country. So you see, the first step we need to collect data. Now, what exactly do we do with all this data? Right now, it is all useless. To make some sense of all this, let us make a table. All this data that we have, we will organize into this table. Once in this table, we know how many men are affected, how many women are affected, how many old, how many young. To show the public, we could use some form of chart or graph or something interesting to present the information that we collected to the people. All this that we are doing is what is called statistics. Statistics is a branch of mathematics that deals with how information is collected, organized, presented, summarized and then analyzed so that conclusions are drawn from the information. In this way, we can collect any kind of information. What if we measure the amount of rainfall in Bangalore on different days of the week? The information, that is the centimeter of rainfalls, can have any numerical value. Such a variable which can take any value is called continuous variable. But some variable can take only discrete values. Say, what we count the number of people in family? We cannot have 4.5 or 3.1 as an information collected. We can only get a whole number like 3 or 4 or 5. Such a variable is called discrete variable. When we collect all this information, this data is called raw data or ungrouped data. This is a mark obtained by all of you in your first unit test. This is a raw data. If you arrange this mark in ascending or descending order, then it is called an arrayed data. Now coming back to our COVID app data. We need to find out how many of the affected people are men and women, or how many are above 65 and how many below 10. To make this a little clear, we can make a table. Here we have information for Bangalore, here from Chennai, and here Delhi. Then we find the number of men and women and then the total. This kind of representation in the form of a table is called tabulation, and the table is called a frequency table. This number that tells how many men and how many women, this is called the frequency of that data. Bangalore men appears 3000 times, and so the frequency of the Bangalore men is 3000. If we were to tabulate data based on age, then we could count how many people infected are 5 years old, how many are 6, how many are 10, and so on. But this became really tedious. Instead, we could make a small age groups. We can find how many infected in this range 1 to 10, then 10 to 20, 20 to 30, and so on. This group is called as a class interval. In the class interval 10 to 20 years, 10 years is called the lower limit and 20 is the upper limit. The difference between upper limit and the lower limit in the class interval is called class size. Class size here will be 20 years minus 10 years equal 10 years. The value midway between upper limit and lower limit is called the class mark. In this interval, class mark is calculated as 10 plus 20 divided by 2, that is equal to 15. In most cases, such tables are not very interesting and not everyone can understand the information shown in these tables. Tables need to be represented in an interesting way to be of any use, maybe in the form of a graph or a chart. In our next video, we will learn how to represent these tables in an interesting way. We will also see how exactly data is entered into these tables and how a frequency table is drawn. Till then, stay safe, happy learning.